What's up, guys? I'm back. So I'm doing a contests entry for 4 YouTubers that are at a 100 sub contest. All 4 of these guys are at a 100 sub contest. Very happy for you guys. I can remember the first time that I got 100 subscribers. I appreciate every subscriber I have, so I'm pretty sure you guys are pretty ecstatic about it. So I'm going to do all 4 of these contests in one because they kind of all run into each other. And I know if I don't do them all at one time, I'm really lazy and I'm not going to get them all done. And like I said, I want to show a lot more support to fellow YouTubers. I stole this idea from Seeking Nearmint Comics, so shout out to you, Seeking Nearmint. So I'm going to meld all 4 of these contests together. So it'll be contests for MisterD, 100 subs, The 88Jester, 100 sub, Hazeldan, 100 sub, and PopeGrimey, 100 sub. I'm sorry if I missed your guys' deadline or whatnot, but I'm going to do them anyway, whether I missed it or not. So first off, we'll go into Mr. D's. He wanted to be subbed to him, 18 or older, and his third thing was 3 characters you would like to meet. Man, of course the 2 would have to be my top 2 superheroes, would have to be Spidey and Wolverine. Those are my top 2 favorite superheroes. Wolverine, I would just love to hang out with him, hear the stories he has. He's such a badass. It'd be cool to hear the stories he's had through the years as his slow aging process has taken him through decades and centuries. So I would love to hear the stories he has. You know, it'd be really awesome just to meet him in person. And also, next one would be Spidey. I mean, Peter Parker. Be so awesome to meet him, hear his stories about him doing his little web slinging and stuff like that, you know, just to pick his brain because he's such a smart dude. So I think that'd be really fun to meet those 2. Third off, I would love to meet Psylocke. Psylocke was my favorite superheroine when I was a kid. She was probably my first super heroine crush that I had when I was a kid. So I would really love to meet her. Alright. That was all he had. The next one is the 88Jester. So this is 100 sub. Of course, he wanted 18 or older and sub to him, and his thing was, how have you evolved in your comic collecting? So when I first started collecting when I was like 9, 10 years old, you know, I could just grab whatever I could afford. You know, and it wasn't much that I could afford, but, you know, I'd grab this and that here and there, you know. What got me into collecting, of course, most people know by watching my videos, is Amazing Spider-Man 300. Fell in love with that cover, fell in love with that storyline. Like, the whole storyline was just so awesome to me when I was a kid. So that's what made me get into collecting. And I got out of collecting pretty much when I went to the Navy in the 90s. And got out of collecting. I was out of collecting till maybe about 2014 or 2015, somewhere around there. And what got me back into collecting was Amazing Spider-Man 300. Like I said in my other videos before, that my brother knew this guy who was trying to open up a shop, and he never did open up the shop, and he had 2 Amazing Spider-Man 300s that he was selling for 40 bucks each. So I snatched both those up and flipped them for a good price after I got them graded. And now, since I got back into it, I was pretty much watching people's videos, seeing what people were saying on Facebook, and just grabbing whatever I could, spending money, grabbing stuff, not even doing my research, you know, just grabbing whatever was supposed to be hot at the time, which a lot of it I was just wasting money, right? So now I mostly jump into back bins, or I go on OfferUp and stuff like that, and look up comic books that way. I don't buy too many pricey books anymore, since I've got way too many pricey books anyway. But mostly now, I've been collecting, like I said, back bin stuff and foreign variants. I've been collecting foreign variants for a while now. Here's an example of some of the foreign variants I've collected. Here's a Hulk 377 variant. That's a Finnish white variant. Got that a long time ago. This one's, I got 2 of these. This one's in decent condition. The problem is that it has rusted staples on here. See right there, it has rusted staples. Not sure if you guys see there or not. But the staples are rusted. They actually bled through the book. And with this white cover, it pretty much really screws it up. And here's another one I have. It's in decent condition. That one doesn't have rusted staples though, but it's pretty cool. Like I said, it's a finished variant. It's a white finished variant. They only made 1,000 of these, so I snatched those up. And I also got here is a DC Rebirth. This is a foil cover. This is DC Rebirth #1. This is a German variant. They only made 777 of these, so I snatched those up when they came out. So, like I said, most stuff I collect now is backbin stuff, variants, foreign variants. I really, really love foreign variants. I have a ton of foreign variants. Like, I could probably fill up a whole short box with foreign variants that I've gotten throughout the years. But there's some really cool foreign variants out there. If you guys look for foreign variants, they have some really cool ones out there. Really, really cool. Like I said, this Rebirth one is really cool. I got that finished variant also of the ASM129 that I thought was really cool that they only made 1,000 of. It's a white cover just like this Hulk one. So you know, that's the type of stuff that I collect now. I just think foreign variants are really, really cool, and not a lot of people have the foreign variants. So that's pretty much what the 88Jester had. Moving on to Hazeldan. Hazeldan, of course, wants you to be subbed to him, 18 or older. They have a cool channel. It's a husband and wife channel. Pretty cool. I just got into them from watching other people's contest vids, so it pays to watch other people's contest vids. I watch a ton of videos, a lot of people's videos. I try to watch as many as I can, try to comment as many as I can, just to know people, hey, people are watching, and I really enjoy their videos. So Hazeldan, they wanted you, of course, to be 18 or older, sub to them, and first major Grail purchase. Well, to me, what a Grail means is a book that's almost unattainable, one that you never see, one that hardly ever pops up, you know, one that you've been searching for high and low trying to find that book, but you can't find it. So, I mean, I have a Hulk 181, I have a ASM 300, just books like that, which are people's grails. I mean, but if you look on eBay, there's a ton of them. I mean, if you have the money, you can pretty much buy them. But, so, this is one that is a grail for me. It took me about a year and like 8 months to find. Like, I looked high and low, and I finally found it one day, and it's a CGC graded Popeye Classics number 41. So a lot of people are on the Popeye Classics kick right now. People are trying to snatch up that number 65, which is selling raw for like $400, right? And it has like a zombie Popeye cover. This one, like I said, I've been looking for a very, very long time. It is a really cool cover to me. I was in the Navy, so I really like Popeye. Also grew up with Popeye. But this one is a, let's try to give you guys a good picture of it. This one is a Kelly Jones variant. It's a 1 in 10 variant. And not very many people back in 2015 were buying 10 copies of the Popeye. So I think this one is a little bit more rare than what the Popeye 65 is right now. And if you see on eBay the 1 in 10s, they used to be like $9, $10, and now if you see them, because that number 65 is selling so well, because people are finally saying, oh well, they don't order many of these books, so they don't come too often. They said the print run is probably about like 50 of the 65 variant. But all the variants now that you see on eBay now, they're about $200 now. People are trying to get $200 for them. Back when I got this one, I used to look at all the Popeye variants, they were about $9, $10. But now they're $200 now. So they're trying to cash in on people finding out finally that these Popeye variants are pretty rare. But like I said, this one's from a really known artist, Kelly Jones. When I first started searching for this book, excuse me, I actually got in contact with Kelly Jones, and I talked to him a couple times about it, see if he had a copy. He told me he never had any copies, and he said he would keep an eye out for me if he ever found one. He never found one. I talked to him a few times about it, and when I finally found one, I told him I found one. He goes, "Oh man, that's awesome." He goes, "Because I can't find them anywhere. The number 41 is almost obsolete, and it's such an awesome cover, really, really awesome cover. Love that cover." But yeah, I mean that right there, an almost unattainable book, that to me is a grail for me, right? Because I was chasing that thing for almost 2 years. So that one, like I said, is very hard to find, especially in a 9.8. I mean, man, to have it in a 9.8 and to find this really rare book, I mean, yeah, it was just so awesome to me, especially when I finally found it. And it was probably on eBay for probably about like a month. I can't believe nobody else snatched it up. But I just searched for it one day, found it, snatched it up as quickly as I could, and made sure I had the money for it, and I bought it. Okay, so Hazeldan, that was mine for you guys. Now, PopeGrimey, 18 plus again, subbed, my favorite villain. Alright, my favorite villain has always been Omega Red. This is one of the first covers that I fell in love with, which was the X-Men #4, first appearance of Omega Red. I really, really love that cover. I probably got like 6 or 7 copies of that, and I got like 3 or 4 graded 9.8 copies of that. And if he ever comes out in a movie, I'm ready. I'm ready to move those copies. But Omega Red was one of my favorite villains. He was one of the only ones at the time that could pretty much almost take Wolverine down. The way he does it is, I guess his tentacles are made out of carbonadium, and the carbonadium has a radiation in there that slows down Wolverine's healing factor. So that's why he was almost able to beat him. So it slows his healing factor way, way down because of the radiation that he pretty much almost took out Wolverine. And that's my favorite villain. Last one that they had was, what Infinity Stone would you choose? I would choose... Sorry about that, guys. I had to cut the video off. Somebody was knocking on the door. Okay, so PopeGrimey, he said, what Infinity Stone would you want? Would you choose? So, I know I've heard a lot of people say it, but I agree with them. It would have to be the Time Stone. I mean, who wouldn't want to be able to manipulate time? You could stop time, pretty much do whatever you wanted. You can go back in time. Like, I would love to go back in time just to see the dinosaurs in real life. Just check them out, record them just to see, man, how they acted and things like that. I mean, and it's just like a big redo button, right? I mean, if you screw something up, if you screw up a relationship or something else, you can just reset the time. Like, oh man, I screwed up. All right, reset. Let's go back and redo this. So I mean, the Time Stone would have to definitely be the one. I mean, that's the one I would wield. That's the one I would choose. Like I said, it's just like a big reset button, a big old Staples button. But alright guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Whoever watched this, thank you. I appreciate it. All my subscribers, I appreciate it also. And congratulations to you guys. I wish everybody luck who entered your guys' contest. I hope to see more of your guys' contests in the future. And I appreciate you guys putting on these contests. Alright guys, see you later. Peace.